Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. Jarrell here.
And I'm Josh, and today we're here to talk about Walking Dead Dead City. JDM in a recent interview giving some details about the series.
Yeah, guys. So not much information about the series has come out, but Jeffrey D. Morgan luckily gave an interview with Deadline, and Morgan teased that old Negan may return to Negan and Maggie's Walking Dead spinoff, Dead City. He revealed that Dead City would take place 2 years after the end of the flagship series, giving Negan plenty of time to fall back into his old habits, and we're going to check out his statement below. I think that this spinoff is going to take place a couple years after the Walking Dead finale, and here's the problem with those couple of years. We don't see what happens to these characters. Negan has an opportunity to fall into his old ways in these missing years. He is very much a creator of habit, and he knows how to survive. When he was with our group, there was another way to survive. He had to try to adapt to those ways. I'm worried whatever happens in these 2 years away from our group, what he will become and who he will become. And so when Maggie and he are together again, the chance that Negan isn't who we see as when we leave him here on the show. I think it's a pretty good chance that he's not going to be that guy anymore because he adapts to his surroundings and things are fucking rough. He's going to go back to some old habits. Now that's very interesting that Jeffrey D. Morgan mentions that because, we saw a very big change in Negan, especially when he got married and now that he knows that he has a kid on the way.
Well, here's the thing. And I actually love that. I love that idea. For those fans that really enjoyed the ruthlessness of the old Negan, hopefully, if he's right, or if, giving any clues into the series, we'll love this because... what if he loses his wife?
Yeah, that's been our fear.
And that is the second wife that he will have lost. And let's assume that he loses the child as well. Well, so he's lost his wife, he's lost his kid. And now couple that with the fact that he knows that Maggie is never going to forgive him. In his mind, maybe he's thinking, well, I only know how to do one thing at this point, and no one's going to accept me for who I am, being this new person. I'm going to go back to my old way, and I'm going to start just controlling people until someone ends up taking me out.
Well, see, I don't think... I'm taking it in a different aspect. I don't think when he mentions that Negan goes back to his old ways, I don't think that he's ever going to be the Negan that we knew from the beginning again. Being that kind of dictator and controlling people.
Not fully.
But I think more of what he's talking about is going into his old ways, is maybe using some of the tactics he used to use, bringing back that attitude, and
that's what I mean.
Attitude that he used to have. He still has the attitude, but I think he can be a little more aggressive with it.
Brazen, I think he full on turns back the old Negan. And I look, I'm with you. I don't mean the whole dictator type Negan.
That Negan's gone.
I don't know.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know that. He could pick another group,
right,
and start ruling them.
True. I'm just basing it, kind of taking it off of how they ended his story with the main series. Yes, JDN mentions we don't know what happens to him, however long this timeline ends. He's just guessing it could be a couple years. He's not really speaking. He probably doesn't know at this. Well, he may know, but he's not gonna reveal that it's 2 years. So let's just say it is like 2 years. Yeah, we don't know what's gone in that time. Our biggest fear was with Annie and the baby, and we didn't actually see Annie in the series finale. We just saw Negan walk away from the window, give a nod to Darrow, he gave it back, and then that was it. So maybe something does happen. Maybe a group of people come in, and wherever he's living, maybe he's living with some of their people, Annie's people that they were with. Maybe some people come in and wipe out the community and unfortunately kill Annie and the kid, and forces Negan to go back to Alexandria, tries to get in with them, he does, and then whatever takes him and Maggie to New York. And maybe that's where we see a lot of the friction. Yes, Maggie is never going to forgive him, but a lot of the friction and kind of the scenes that we've seen her holding a knife to his throat, that's going to be old Negan coming back, saying something so vile that's really going to piss off Maggie, and they're just going to have this clash with this series. And He's going to use tactics. He's always good at reading people. So maybe these people that they meet up with in New York, she wants to trust them, but he's always like, no, 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 no. Let's, get something out of them first before we help them.
I almost see it completely different than you. I almost see it as in the point where I do agree with you. Maybe someone does come along the lines of breaking into his cabin with Annie there and murdering them, and then he ends up going off crazy and taking over that group after he kills that leader, right? I don't know, I'm just guessing, but my guess is that Negan becomes powerful again at some point, and maybe does Maggie go to him even though she hates him but knows that she needs him to do whatever the heck she needs to do in New York, and then at that point sees, oh my God, what he's become Negan again.
Yeah, I mean, I think a decent portion of old Negan will return. Kind of what he's saying. Yeah. I don't think he's gonna.
Does he rule again?
I don't think so. In my opinion, no. I don't think that old Negan is going to return of him. Going back to his old ways, meaning he's going to have a group again, another Sanctuary 2.0.
I think he rules again, dude. I would love to see it.
I don't really see that right now. I mean, I'm just thinking a portion of his personality.
It depends on what happens to him.
Yeah,
that gets him, to that point. I mean, his first wife dying got him to that point, and is now a wife and a baby, assuming that happens, gonna cause him to. Because he's not going to care at that point what people think of him. He's not going to care if he lives or dies at that point.
Yeah, it's just the different aspects of it, though. Like when Lucille died, it was at the start of the apocalypse, and it turned him to know that, look, the old world doesn't exist anymore. I can do whatever I want, and that's what really formed Negan. Now that it's been 12 years in, he's been in this world for so long. Yes, he's loved again. He has a kid again. If he loses that, it is going to spark that same desire to, he's going to have that same feeling as he did when he lost Lucille, and it could be even more now.
But he's going to do it in a smarter way, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, he doesn't have to rule with an iron fist.
No.
But he can still be a ruler.
He can still be
ruthless. That cocky, pompous attitude can come out, and I'm telling you, if they're referencing old Negan, it's going to.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Are we going to get the lean again?
The way that he says he's referencing it. Yeah, I want to get that lean. Just. Yeah, see him making spaghetti. But guys, this is one series that we're excited for. For Rick and Michonne, and definitely Daryl once we get more info. But this is one series we are really excited for, and I think a lot of other fans out there, if they had to rate, which series they are excited for, I think probably it'd be, depending on the people, it'd be Rick and Michonne, Dead City, and a lot of people have Daryl kind of in the third, just because lack of information, lack of
understanding,
just
why
understanding,
it happens,
and
the
it's
way
just,
that it's happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's we've already said that enough.
Absolutely,
but this one, I think, this is going to be really cool. And the big thing is to wonder is what takes them to New York. We kind of know Maggie's ideal from the end of the series, where she wants to get out there, see what's out there for the future. Something has to draw them to New York.
It could be as simple as they know that those people in Manhattan
are trapped
in
a sense.
Yeah, and look, Maggie's been there. Does it? My question immediately goes to Georgie. Does she get information that Georgie's trapped in there? That Georgie tried to go out there and save that community and ended up getting trapped as well. Maggie was on the run or with Georgie for quite some time. There's that sentimental, connection with them. So is that the reason why she goes?
It'd be nice to get Georgie again. I mean, that
makes sense,
small piece. It does make sense. That small piece we got in the main series, it just didn't pan out to much. It would be cool if something Georgie related was part of as to why Maggie wants to leave. And it doesn't necessarily, let's say, Georgie's just not there by the time she gets there, but at least she goes there, sees what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe Georgie finally escaped, and now her purpose is to let's get these people out of here and not have them live in a city full of a million walkers where they have to swing across buildings to even do anything.
What's the walker to variant ratio in that?
Man, 1 million walkers or more?
100,000?
Maybe more. Depends on these variants too, guys.
Depends if they even do that.
Exactly. I mean, we're gonna get variants with the Daryl spinoff because they're gonna be going over the World Beyond stuff. We already have variants that we know of now, which are a little more highly intelligent. We didn't see too many in a pack, but yeah, I mean, if it's taken 2 years later, it has 2 years to grow and, mutate into more. But apparently they still can't climb that high as to why they're, being able to zip line across buildings. Maybe they can climb far enough, and then their weak bones and muscle structure gives out and they fall.
Yep.
Because they've been dead for 12 years or plus, whatever. So let us know what you think, guys. Are you excited to see Negan's old habits come back into play? Now, there's many different possibilities of what that can mean, as we discussed. Does it mean Negan going back and having Sanctuary 2.0? Is it more of his personality, his tactics, his ruthlessness
to get
the job
3.0?
done? Exactly. Does he create another Lucille?
A third Lucille.
Does he create another Lucille? That's an interesting one right there. Would he do it with Maggie? Instead of barbed wire, it's sharpened Walker teeth.
The iconic Lucille. Did he ever get the original? No. Where is the?
Well, actually, I'm sorry. He did, and he burned it.
And he burned it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. He destroyed. He destroyed it, killing a walker after he found it, and then he burned it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one, dude.
That would be tough.
I don't think so. Not with Maggie around.
Well, here's the thing. I would love to see a scene if JDM says that old Negan's habits may come back. It would be cool to where he's like on the brink of breaking, and he starts making the bat. And Maggie comes in, watches, and sees him doing it. Now, I would love to have a very awesome conversation between the two of them, which then changes his mind, and he doesn't do it. You know what I mean? He puts that piece aside. He can still be an asshole and be ruthless, but he doesn't go back to that old habit of that bat.
I don't
because of what Maggie sees every single time she looks at Negan.
And the freaking Savior music starting up.
Oh, they're gonna have that music
as he
plenty
starts
of time.
Making it.
Dude, just imagine he's around a fire. We start hearing the music. He's just rapping it.
This is why we want like a prequel. Or more expanded series on the Saviors.
Here's Negan,
because that would just be awesome. I don't see him making the bat with Maggie around. Absolutely not. And especially just because of the last conversation they had, where she explained to him, like he at least has that much of a heart now, even if he wants to return to the old Negan,
right?
That he can't go there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So let us know what you think, guys. What would cause Negan to kind of bring his old ways back? Is it just to be able to survive, to fight what they're fighting in New York, or just the long trip of them together? Maybe a loss of Annie or the baby, both, either one. It's just maybe, just the stress of everything that's going on just kind of brings back some of his old habits. And maybe it's part of the series where Maggie has to be able to turn him around to not go full Negan again, and for Negan to finally maybe realize other aspects and other feelings from Maggie. And that at the end of the series, they can finally just say, we're good.
Yep.
What was the saying from Black Summer? Bygones. So once again, if you like the video, smash the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more Dead City news and theories from us. I'm Jarrell.
I'm Josh.
We're NocBro Nation.
We're out.